I ran my first ever race yesterday. It was a 10K and it was the most amazing experience of my life. Half a year ago, I wasn't even able to run 1 kilometer. And the fact that I was able to finish a 10K race in under an hour, I managed to break 3 of my personal bests. I did my longest run, I did my fastest 10K, and I did my fastest 5K. My fastest 5K before this was 29 minutes, and now I managed to do it in 27 minutes. I never in my wildest dreams could have expected that I would be able to run this fast, this long. I will say though that it was extremely cold and foggy. Before the race actually started, I was freezing. I was literally just shivering so much, but honestly, it was all worth it. And I got to run it with my brother who has been running for years. It was such a great bonding experience. I'm so happy and proud of myself, and I'm already excited for my next race. I think it's official that I have become a full-blown running girly. Anyway, welcome back to another vlog. Grab yourself something cozy, get comfortable, and let's hang out together. I just made myself a nice warm cup of green tea, and I also still have some leftover blueberry lemon cake that we made in the previous vlog. I don't know if I'm still under the runner's high or what, but I feel so good today. My body is quite tired. It's not sore though, but I just feel so good overall. I started taking a migraine injection once per month almost like 2 months ago now. It's still working. I'm still not having migraines, which is just amazing. I'm so unbelievably grateful for the way that I'm feeling right now. I didn't know this was a possibility. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that every single day is perfect. It's obviously not. This is a journey. There are a lot of ups and downs. However, I have been having a lot more good days and a lot less bad days, to the point that I can't even remember the last time that I had a bad day. And in the past, it was the complete opposite. I couldn't remember the last time that I had a good day. I'm seriously just counting my blessings over here. Let me know in the comments if there is something that you are particularly grateful for. I would love to hear from you. I said I wasn't gonna buy any more new plants. Tell me why. I have a box with plants in front of me. Okay, listen, I wanted to treat myself for finishing my first race, so I went plant shopping and I bought 2 new Anthuriums. Both of these plants were on sale, so I got them for an amazing deal. I have just been really loving the Anthuriums that I have right now in my collection, so I want to expand my small, humble little Anthurium collection. This was shipped yesterday to me and it arrived today, so it wasn't in transit for too long. Oh my god! Okay, I don't see a heat pack, which is not great. Whoops. Okay, so this might be maybe a bit of a risky situation. Oh yeah, the plants feel very cold. Okay, so we have one bigger one and a small little ditty. Oh my god. This is a plant that everybody has been hauling recently, and it is the Anthurium Queen of Hearts. Oh my god. Holy guacamole, she is gorgeous. Now that I'm actually seeing it in person and holding it, I am in love. Like, what do you mean? It is so dark. It's so gothic. It is amazing. It has 3 leaves. I am a little bit scared of cold damage though, but the plant itself doesn't feel cold. Let me actually unwrap the whole thing and see the soil situation. Okay, the soil doesn't feel too cold. The pot is rather cold, and I actually will be repotting these today as well. Now let's open this one. Another Anthurium. I'm so excited. This is a baby one, so this one may be a little bit more damaged, but let's see. Oh no, it has a new leaf coming in, which, I mean, it's great, but like that new leaf is gonna get damaged. Here we go. This is a Anthurium Ace of Spades crossed with an Anthurium Dressleri. Holy! Yes, it's another dark mama. I love it. It's so gorgeous. Seems like it hasn't suffered any major damage. Like there is a little bit of crisping on the older leaves, but nothing too serious. But there is a new little emergent. Look at that. It's so cute. However, I do imagine that this thing won't come out that nice looking because it has been shipped and it's quite cold outside. But like the plant itself doesn't feel cold, so I think it should be fine. And I really wanted to get some more like dark Anthuriums with minimal veins. These are basically like the same vibe but different flavor. This one is like more leathery and this one is a more velvety, but they're basically both dark minimal vein Anthuriums. I have been shitting on Anthuriums my whole life, and here I am getting into the Anthurium hype. I'm kind of getting it. I'm kind of getting what the hype is about. The pot on this one also feels quite cold. The soil isn't wet, so that's good. I will be repotting both of these plants right away. Now, I know that this is not the recommended thing to do. You're supposed to like give your plants at least a couple of weeks to adjust to your space because obviously, shipping, especially during the cold months, is very stressful for the plants as is. They are both in a dense peat mix, so I want to get them out of here for two main reasons. First one, pests. And second one, this soil just stays way too damp in my environment. I'm gonna grab my potting mat, I'm gonna grab my soils, my pots, and we're gonna see what the root situation on these babies is looking like. Alrighty, let's start with the Queen of Hearts. Let's see this root situation. Oh, yeah, boy. Oh my God, look at those roots. Holy, they are gorgeous. They look so juicy. Definitely ready for a up pot. And I do see some dead roots. I'm not sure if I actually want to give it a size up or not, simply because I don't want to shock the plant further. Let's just start by removing as much of this current substrate as possible without harming the roots. And again, I do not recommend you doing this to your brand new plants, especially not Anthuriums. It's definitely best practice to let them first get used to your environment. But I always say my plant care is very much YOLO. I just do whatever feels right. And to me, this feels right. I don't feel comfortable keeping it in this substrate. I don't like growing in that substrate. I really do not. Okay, I think I managed to get the majority of the substrate off. And now I'm just gonna go and clean up some of these dead roots. And I'm really just chopping off these like dried ends. And you definitely don't need to do this. This is definitely optional. A little bit of dead roots won't harm the plant, but since I am already doing such a intensive operation on this plant, I might as well go ahead and clean it up a little bit. So this is the root system that she has left. I would say still a pretty decent root system. Okay, you know what? I don't want to go like too big. That was actually a mistake that I made with a couple of my Anthuriums in the past. I would go way too big in the up pot and then the plant wasn't able to fully dry out between waterings. So I learned my lesson and I'm gonna be a lot more careful. I also removed some of the sheaths just so I can bury it a little bit deeper. Okay, let's get the planting. I have some Anthurium and orchid mix by Soil Ninja, so I'm gonna use that one for this plant. And this is like my, I would say, less fancy mix, but it's still a nice mix, and I think this plant will still appreciate it. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit at the bottom, and I'm gonna put the plant, and I'm gonna try to kind of bury it a little deeper. I think that's gonna be fine. And then I'm just gonna backfill it and kind of shimmy it as I get along, just so the soil gets evenly distributed throughout the root system. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. There we go, Queen of Hearts, all potted up, and now I will be able to actually see the root system, and I think she will have enough space to expand. Fingers crossed that this will do well, but I don't see why it wouldn't. Now, the next one I am a little bit more scared of because it does have that emergent leaf, and this is not the smart move to do. It's not smart to repot Anthuriums when they are working on a new leaf, but YOLO. However, I can see that this also has a pretty decent root system. This should be easier because the plant isn't a root bound, so honestly, the soil is just falling away, which is grand. All of the roots look super healthy, white, they feel firm, and I will be using a 12 centimeter pot, a little bit of a snug fit, but I am scared of overwatering this plant. I would rather be safe than sorry, so I'm gonna pot it up a little bit smaller, and then once I see some new roots and it actually establishes, then I can move it to a bigger pot. Oh, and also I'm gonna be using Plant Scrapers Aeroid Mix, their supreme version, which has tree fern fiber. It's a much chunkier mix, and I absolutely love this mix. All of my plants love this mix, but it is ridiculously expensive. I don't know, it does have tree fern fiber, which sure, tree fern fiber is expensive, but this soil mix is crazy pricey, but it does work well. It does work really well. Also, it's one of those soils that just smells so amazing. Okay, there we go. Ace dress is also done. And this wasn't too invasive, I feel like. So hopefully all things will be good. I will be watering both of these, but not fully. I will only give them a little bit of water because I don't want the soil to be sopping wet. And I also need to find them cute little cover pots, but look at them, they're so cute. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Fingers crossed that they do well and that I haven't just shocked the shit out of them. I will definitely keep you up to date on these plants. Okay, I haven't recorded anything for the vlog in the last couple of days because I have been busy, and I also went out with some friends both yesterday and the day before that, which was very, very fun. I am also very excited for this weekend because I'm actually having a long weekend. Tuesday is a national holiday over here in Croatia, and then I took Monday off of work, so I will have 4 days for myself, and I can't wait. I just want to relax, chill, read my book. And speaking of reading, let me give you a little update. I have been reading Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, and this is my second time trying to read this book. The first time I tried reading this, I just wasn't in the mood for it. I really wasn't feeling it. However, I am happy to report that second time is the charm, and I'm liking this book a lot more this time around. I'm on page 123. I'm really liking the story so far. It's basically about two brothers who are grieving the loss of their father and just dealing with their own personal relationships and problems. I will say, though, I like the POV of the younger brother a lot more. Maybe that's because I'm the younger sibling, but I am enjoying this book overall, so I am excited to see where the story will go. Let me know what books you are currently reading and how you're finding them. And if you have any books that you recently read and have been loving, definitely leave those recommendations in the comments as well. I had a bit of a stressful day today, so I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna vent a little bit. For those of you that don't know, I have a full-time job as a game artist, and I work primarily remotely. And today I got a call from my art director. We have this like new project happening soon, and she thinks that I would be the best person to lead the project, which I agree with. I always kind of knew that that project would eventually go to me. However, she also mentioned that in order for me to actually lead this project, I should start returning to office. Right now, we have this like hybrid policy where you can work from home on Monday and Friday, and then like Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, people go and work at the office. I was an exemption just because I live very far away. I have a very long commute, like 2 hours on a good day, but it's never a good day because our train system is literally always late. So it takes me a long time to get to work and then get back home. I commuted from the age of 18 until the age of 23. That period of my life was the hardest period ever. I was constantly exhausted. I was suffering with daily migraines. I remember this one time I had probably the worst migraine attack ever, to the point where I had to leave work early and I was on the bathroom floor inside the train for half an hour, puking my absolute soul out. That was literally the nastiest experience I have ever lived through. Like, I'm still traumatized. When COVID arrived and we finally got to work from home, I was completely reborn. So many of my health issues went away. I found things like plant care. I found myself, I would say. It's not supposed to happen until like January, if it's even gonna happen. Like, nobody even knows if like the project will actually hit the ground running or not. The commute, I know it will absolutely kill my soul, because I will have to go back to waking up at 5 a.m., getting back home past 6 p.m., not having any time or energy really to do anything. And honestly, something that is probably stressing me out even more is, what am I going to do with my plants? Because a large portion of my collection relies on grow lights, and they are in this attic space, which gets extremely cold during the winter. So I constantly have to heat this space, and I constantly have to have my grow lights on. Well, not constantly, but 12 hours a day. I would not feel comfortable not being at home all day long with like the grow lights running and the AC running. And I feel like if I didn't have the grow lights, if I didn't have the AC running, especially during winter months, I feel like during the summer months, it would be fine. But like when it gets cold, when it gets below freezing, I feel like my collection would just tank. If I have to return to the office like regularly, I will probably get like a camera and like a smoke alarm because I'm just so anxious about fires. If any of you that are watching right now have to like regularly go to work, commute to your office, and still like keep a large, healthy plant collection, like let me know if you have any tips. I'm a freaking artist. Why do I need to be in the office? Give me my task. I can like do everything that needs to be done, but just like don't force me to commute. I'm trying not to overthink it and stress myself out. And if it comes to it, it just is what it is. I can't do much about it. Like, I need my job. I need to pay the bills. I'm in the mood for some chocolate chip cookies, so let's go ahead and make some. The first step to yummy chocolate chip cookies, in my opinion, is some brown butter. So let's go ahead and get the butter into the pan. And if you're curious, I'm following this YouTube recipe. I will have it linked down below as well. I really like these chocolate chip cookies. I've made them already a couple of times and they are absolutely scrumptious. Whenever browning butter, I like using a lighter pan because it allows me to visually see the browning a lot better. I find that with darker pots, it's a lot easier to actually burn the butter, and we don't want to do that. We don't want burnt butter, we want brown butter. Browning butter is such a simple and quick step, but it just makes any baked good so much better, especially chocolate chip cookies. I feel like it just brings out so much more flavor and interest out of the cookies. Okay, I think this is good enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat and transfer it into my large mixing bowl. Okay, into the mixing bowl it goes. And I'm just gonna leave this for 5 to 10 minutes just so it cools down a little bit, and then we will bring together the dry ingredients and create our cookies. Cookies! I'm so excited. Okay, the butter is sufficiently cool, so I'm gonna add half and half white and brown sugar, and I do use less sugar than the recipe calls for, just because I don't like it too sweet, but obviously if you like it sweeter, then just stick to the recipe. Then I'm gonna add 1 egg. In you go. A little bit of salt. A little bit of baking soda, and finally some vanilla, and I add a little bit more because I love vanilla. Now that it's a nice little ribbon consistency, I'm gonna fold in my flour. And last but certainly not least, I'm gonna add chocolate, and I'm gonna leave a couple of pieces for just topping it and making it look pretty. And there we go, our beautiful chocolate chip batter. And I'm just gonna go ahead and arrange these on a parchment paper lined baking sheet. And there we go, in the oven they go. Good luck in there, have fun, see you in a bit. They're gonna be baking for around 11 minutes, and then we're gonna have ourselves some yummy ass cookies. Oh my god, these are monsters, holy! And this probably happened because I didn't chill them and I did use a lot less sugar. I don't mind when they like merge together a little bit. It's like they're giving each other some kisses, but this one turned out like very, very nice. I mean, they all are gonna be delicious, so I don't care. As long as it's a chocolate chip cookie, I will eat it. I'm gonna let them cool off, and then we're gonna try one in about an hour or 2. I just finished such a good and hard workout. I was literally drenched, and I don't really sweat a lot. So if I'm sweating, you know it's a hard workout. I did have to modify some of the exercises and take a couple more breaks than I would personally like to, but I didn't quit, even though I thought about it. But I didn't, and that's the important part. Done, not perfect. And I'm certain that my muscles will feel it tomorrow, so it's good either way. Now, I get to reward myself with my cookie! Oh my god, I'm so excited! Look at it! It's so freaking cute! It's so stinking cute, I can't wait. Okay, let's dig in. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, it's so good. Oh, bitch! Oh! This slaps. Why are cookies so freaking delicious? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. That is amazing. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love food. The way a lovely little snack could just lift your spirits is truly magical. I love it. Anyway, I am gonna call it quits for today. I'm just gonna go ahead and relax, read my book, or watch some YouTube. I have been really good with resting, which I'm very proud of myself, because if you've been on my channel, you know that I am sort of a perfectionist and workaholic, and that I have a very high standard for myself, so resting isn't something that I tend to do. I'm gonna end the vlog here. If you've made it to the end of this vlog, let me know in the comments how are you liking this series thus far. I think it's a good balance of like lifestyle stuff and still planned content. But let me know what you would like to see. Ultimately, you guys are the ones watching. So if you have any ideas what we could do in these vlogs, if there are any topics that you want me to discuss, I would be open to any and all constructive criticism. So yeah, and if you did make it to the end of this video, honestly, thank you so much for all the support and all the love you show me. I am truly grateful and honored, and I hope that we will get to hang out soon again. But until next time, I hope you have a super amazing, fabulous day. Goodbye!